Top 10 Forgotten Civilizations You've Never Heard of. When we think of ancient history, our minds immediately jump to Egypt's pyramids, Rome's empire, or Greece's philosophers. But here's the shocking truth. These famous civilizations are only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface of history, there are dozens of once great societies that built cities, traded across oceans, mastered science, and influenced the world in ways we barely understand. And yet, most people have never even heard of them. Today, we're traveling back in time to rediscover 10 forgotten civilizations that shaped human history, only to disappear into obscurity. Some left behind ruins, others mysterious artifacts, and some only whispers in ancient texts. 1. The Indus Valley Civilization. Hidden in what is now Pakistan and northwest India, the Indus Valley Civilization flourished between 2600 and 1900 BCE. Their cities, like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, were marvels of planning. Streets were laid out in perfect grids, homes had indoor plumbing, and they even built the world's first urban sanitation systems. But here's the catch: we can't read their language. Their script remains undeciphered to this day, leaving us with fragments of their story. Why did such an advanced society collapse? Climate change, shifting rivers, or invasions may have played a role. What we do know is this: they were far ahead of their time, and yet history barely remembers them. 2. The Hittite Empire. In ancient Anatolia, modern Turkey, the Hittites rose to power around 1600 BCE. They were the first to master iron, giving them powerful weapons that rivaled any army of their age. They went toe-to-toe with Egypt in the legendary Battle of Kadesh, one of the earliest recorded battles in history. But after centuries of dominance, the Hittite Empire suddenly crumbled around 1200 BCE during the mysterious Bronze Age collapse. Was it famine? Invaders? Natural disasters? To this day, historians debate what truly destroyed them. 3. The Nubian Kingdom of Kush. South of Egypt, in modern-day Sudan, the Kingdom of Kush thrived along the Nile. They built pyramids, smaller but more numerous than those in Egypt, and at one point even conquered and ruled Egypt as its 25th dynasty. But unlike Egypt, their story is rarely told. The Kushites were skilled traders, connecting Africa with the Mediterranean, and their queens, known as Kandakis, were fierce rulers who led armies into battle. Despite their power, their memory was buried under Egypt's shadow, leaving them as one of history's most overlooked empires. 4. The Sogdian Civilization. Along the Silk Road, the Sogdians were the master traders of Central Asia. Their cities, Samarkand and Bukhara, were vibrant cultural hubs where East met West. They spread Buddhism to China, influenced Persian art, and connected merchants from Europe to India. But here's the twist: they weren't conquerors, they were connectors. Their wealth came from cultural exchange, not war. Eventually, Arab expansion and Mongol invasions wiped out their independence, but their influence still echoes in the art and languages of Central Asia today. 5. The Minoan Civilization. On the island of Crete, long before classical Greece, the Minoans flourished between 3000 and 1400 BCE. They built massive palaces like Knossos, decorated with vibrant frescoes of bull leaping and sea life. Some scholars believe they inspired the legend of Atlantis. But their end came suddenly, possibly from a volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Thera, modern Santorini, which triggered earthquakes and tsunamis. Their culture vanished almost overnight, swallowed by natural disaster and Mycenaean conquest. 6. The Olmec Civilization. Long before the Maya and Aztec, the Olmecs were the mother culture of Mesoamerica, thriving around 1200 BCE. They are most famous for their colossal stone heads, weighing up to 40 tons each. But beyond the mystery of these monuments, They laid the foundations of future civilizations with their calendar systems, religious practices, and trade networks. The Olmecs disappeared around 400 BCE, but their influence lived on in the cultures that followed, shaping the entire history of Central America. 7. The Aksumite Empire. Centered in modern Ethiopia and Eritrea, the Aksumite Empire was one of the great powers of the ancient world. By the 4th century CE, they were among the first major empires to adopt Christianity. They controlled trade routes connecting Africa, India, and the Mediterranean, and even minted their own coins. But as trade routes shifted and Islam spread across North Africa, Aksum lost its power and faded into obscurity. Still, its legacy remains in Ethiopia's Christian traditions, some of the oldest in the world. 8. The Caral Civilization. In Peru, along the Supe River Valley, the Caral civilization emerged around 2600 BCE, making it one of the oldest in the Americas. They built massive pyramids and plazas, engaged in complex trade, and practiced advanced agriculture. What's fascinating is that Caral thrived without evidence of warfare. Their society was built on cooperation and commerce rather than conquest, a rare exception in history. Eventually, climate change and resource depletion likely ended their reign, but their ruins remain a stunning reminder of peaceful power. 9. The Scythians. The Scythians were nomadic warriors who roamed the Eurasian steppes between 900 and 200 BCE. Masters of horseback archery, they terrified empires like Persia and even fought the Greeks. They buried their dead in elaborate golden tombs, revealing incredible artistry and craftsmanship. Though they never built vast cities, their influence spread across continents, shaping military tactics and inspiring myths of fierce warrior cultures. Over time, they were absorbed by expanding empires, but their legacy lives on in the legends of steppe warriors. 10. The Göbekli Tepe builders. And finally, the most mysterious of all. In southeastern Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, a temple complex built around 9600 BCE, over 7,000 years before the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Massive stone pillars arranged in circles, decorated with carvings of animals, suggest a highly organized society. But here's the mystery. We don't know who built it, why they built it, or what happened to them. These people predate writing, farming, and most of what we think of as civilization. Yet they created one of the most astonishing structures in human history. Göbekli Tepe challenges everything we thought we knew about the origins of civilization. Were they hunter-gatherers? Early settlers? Or something even more advanced? Their disappearance leaves one of the greatest unanswered questions in archaeology. These civilizations remind us that history is far richer and stranger than the simple timelines we're taught in school. Each one left behind ruins, artifacts, and mysteries, waiting for us to rediscover their stories. From the engineered cities of the Indus Valley to the mystery temples of Göbekli Tepe, forgotten civilizations prove that humanity has always been capable of greatness, sometimes long before we imagined. Which of these lost worlds fascinated you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the forgotten past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, so you never miss another dive into history's greatest secrets. Because the civilizations we forget often hold the keys to the future.